Welcome to our broadcast. Tonight we spend the hour with a man who has already left his own unique mark on the face and history of New York City. If Donald Trump is not in the news for a high-stakes deal or a controversial new development, he may be in the gossip columns with his latest relationship. But less than 2 years ago, the news was that the Trump empire was in trouble, and some were quick to announce that the king had lost his crown. Donald Trump, some say, is out to prove them wrong and is currently writing his third book, which is The Art of the Comeback. And that's what we want to start with. Donald Trump is here, and I'm pleased to have him. Welcome.
Hi, Charlie.
Here is Trump, The Art of the Deal, and this is Trump surviving at the top. And here is the Casino Journal saying gaming's greatest comeback. Here is, guess what, Casino Player, the comeback kid, Donald Trump's amazing turnaround. And here is New York Magazine out this week, fighting back, Trump scrambles off the canvas. Bill Clinton, after the New Hampshire primary, went out front and had a press conference, and he said, even though he came in second, said, I'm the comeback kid.
That's right.
And look what happened to Bill Clinton.
Right.
Now, if you could translate that for you, where would it be? Where would it take you to? What would be the equivalent of reaching the White House for you?
Well, I think just doing what I'm doing, Charlie. You know, I've had a really great streak over the last year. A lot of people went down. The economy is in a horrible condition, just a deplorable condition. The politicians destroyed the economy in 1986 when they passed a tax law that just destroyed the real estate industry, which in turn destroyed the banks and the savings banks and savings and loans. And I really got very lucky in a way. I built the Taj Mahal, which everyone said that's going to be his downfall. The Taj Mahal, it's over $1 billion building, and it's turned out to be one of the best deals I've ever made. It broke records for the last 3 months. It won over $40 million a month. No casino in history has won anywhere near that. All 3 of my casinos were rated 4 stars by the Mobile Travel Guide, and they're the only casinos in the United States that are so rated. So, you know, it's really been an incredible period of 6 or 7 months for me, and it's really been gratifying. Now they all want to do the comeback stories and everything else, and I think I probably care less about that than I would have maybe 3 or 4 years ago. But it's been a pretty good experience for me.
Then how are you different than you were 3 or 4 years ago?
Well, I used to say, and in fact, I think I said in my first book that, and maybe this was foolish, but I really meant it, that someday I'd like to maybe lose everything for a period of time to see who's loyal and who's not loyal. And frankly, I found out a lot of things.
Did you find out who's loyal and
no,
not loyal?
I tell you what, and you can't guess it. You can't predict it. You think certain people would be loyal no matter what, and it turns out that they're not. And you just can't predict it. It's very difficult.
What hurt the most?
Well, it's a whole different scene, Charlie. I mean, we have a situation where you have everything going perfectly, and then one day you wake up and the world is coming to an end from the standpoint of the economy. But I just think that I've had a lot of luck. I've had a lot of friends. I've had a lot of good friends, and overall I've done really well with it, and I'm very happy about it.
All right, now help me go back and understand what it was to be you and what happened. So the economy did, you were hit, and other real estate developers, and some people have not been able to come back. Some developers in Canada and in the United States who had a magnificent reputation for quality and for the deal are still in bankruptcy, in fact. How high did it get for you? I mean, what was it like for you before the crash, and then how low did it get for you when things began to go bad and people were counting you out and saying that not only could you not recover, but that you were that far from bankruptcy?
Yeah. Well, I never thought I was that far from bankruptcy, but a lot of people were giving me a hard time, and I think overall, Charlie, it was an experience that I don't think I want to go through it again. I have to tell you this. I mean, you know what it's like. You're really in a position where I think that if you had to do it again, I'm not sure you could. I went through a period of 2 years that was truly tough.
Tough in what way?
Well, you have parents, and you have people that adore you, and you have people that for 15 years, nothing went wrong. And then all of a sudden, the world seems to be coming to an end. I mean, it just seems to be coming. And it was just sort of an incredible experience for me.
Did you have to go to your father and say, bail me out, help me get through this crisis one more time?
Right. My father wouldn't have been in a position to bail me out, but he certainly helped, and morally and in any way he could. My mother was great. I have a sister who's a federal judge, and she's very, very strong. She's a fantastic woman. I never knew as to loyalty whether or not she'd be there or wouldn't be there, and she was there in spades. Other people were there, but the incredible thing is you can't really tell who's going to be there, who's not. I would have bet my life on certain people. I would have said, politically speaking, that somebody that you know, Andrew Stein, would have been there, and he wasn't. I would have said that
Wasn't
other
there
people.
for what?
He wasn't there in terms of, for 15 years I supported Andrew Stein, supported him. I never asked him for a thing. When I needed a vote on Riverside South, until the very end, when everybody else was on board, Andrew was not there, and I was really surprised at that. Now, ultimately, he was there, but it shouldn't have been so difficult. It really shouldn't have been so
But
difficult.
here comes one of the things they say about you is that there ticks within you a vindictiveness about that, and you're not going to forget that. And part of the Trump style is to, at some point, you're going to try to get Stein back.
Well, I don't think I'm going to try and get Stein back. I'm just disappointed. I'm disappointed in other people, and I'm not disappointed in some. I mean, there have been people that were much more, a man like Alan Greenberg of Bear Stearns, who would call me every day during the trauma.
And what would he say?
Well, he'd just call me and it'd boost me. He'd say, just keep fighting, just keep fighting. You know, he's really a phenomenal guy and a great leader, and that's why Bear Stearns, I mean, without any big parent company, I mean, Bear Stearns has just done tremendously well.